Welcome to Psychic Girls Next Door. We are your hosts, Shannon Miller
and Lili Hibarino. This podcast is for all spirituality enthusiasts and psychics next door to share tools, experiences, and spiritual practices that align with your highest vibrational self.
In this episode, we will be discussing the new Living Expo in San Rafael, California. Lili and I recently attended with a couple of our friends last weekend, and we both received aura photos and a little bit of a reading with that, and then also channeled readings and messages from the higher source of information, whatever you believe in. And so we both experienced those. We'll definitely be sharing our experiences. And then I also had hypnotherapy and a past life regression healing session with Laura Donahue. And that was really, really powerful. And I know Lili has talked about her experience with Laura, and hopefully on a future episode, we will have Laura herself on the podcast.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about your experience.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would love to know, like, what you got to the New Living Expo before I did. How was your experience?
Yes. So for people that don't know about this expo, it's like a spiritual fair. And apparently this is their 20th annual New Living Expo. And so on their website, they say it's like for holistic practices, also about like scientific experiences, and but it was like a mixed bag of everything that you can think and not think of in terms of spiritual practices. This was my first time going to this fair. I have heard about it before, but I've never had a chance to go. I've known people in the past that actually had booths in this fair. So, you know, it was in Marin County, which is, if you're not familiar, in San Francisco, Bay Area. They had this sort of like this basic, like a civic center space. So it was pretty big, and they have like tons of booths with all sorts of stuff. I walked in, I'm like, oh my gosh, where do I even start? They had people selling stuff, such as crystals, t-shirts, shenanigans,
pet readings,
name it.
Yeah.
And there were people that were also giving energy readings and other, you know, venues as far as in the healing arts, massage,
love tarot readings.
Yeah, Akashic Records.
I wish I had seen that one.
Oh yeah, I saw that, and I just did not have the time to go back because there were so many different options, people selling different stuff and promising different things. But they had an indoor space and they had an outdoor space. And the outdoor space also had more booths, and they also have, you know, the food trucks too. But the first stop that, at least that I did, was at the aura photo booth because, of course, I wanted to get another aura photo.
Yeah,
because we love getting our aura photos, as you probably have heard in past episodes. We have, you know, shared with you how it went, and this one, it was kind of like in the corner. So it was, I want to say it was a little chaotic.
It was a little chaotic, like the energy in the space. It was just like, you know, when you're in a gymnasium and like, it's just the sound bounces from every corner and you're like, where is this sound coming from? Like lots of people talking over each other, like kind of the energy of people like searching for something that like on all levels, like physically or spiritually. And it was a cool experience, but it was definitely like, if I hadn't had my tools that we have learned from Psychic Horizons and also just in life, like being able to protect your energy in those spaces is super important. And this kind of ties into our most recent episode where we talk about like, you know, getting swindled by psychics and getting swindled by, you know, people who may not be practicing with integrity or... And I'm not saying or accusing anyone of being like that from the New Living Expo. I think a lot of people were genuine, but it felt like, you know, this was like a market. Like, they're there to make money.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you're there to promote and to sell things. That's what these fairs are about. But I thought it was cool to kind of get exposed to different practices, different things and venues that you can go into and learn more about it too. There were things that like I had no idea existed, but they exist. I don't know if you saw it, but there was like even a man, he was there to talk about his UFO alien experiences.
No, I would have loved to talk to that guy.
I didn't have the chance, but he had a booth.
Oh my God, I love that.
And he looked like someone that had been possibly abducted. I am not sure. I'm sure he was there to share some sort of supernatural experience, but you get that too. And also in this expo, they had speakers too. So you could buy the general admission ticket, and if you also want to listen to the speakers, you had to pay extra. So the speakers, there were different workshops with different people, and in the past, they had some pretty famous people that came as speakers into the Living Expo, such as Reverend Michael Beckwith, who is very famous for The Secret. He's been on Oprah. Also, Marianne Williamson, she's actually running for president.
Really?
Yeah, she is. She's already a full-on campaign.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's very more into like the spiritual, also business practice, holistic, and I actually really enjoy her teachings. But she was one of the speakers a few years ago, and this year they had again several speakers. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you felt it, but I didn't resonate with any of the workshops. Some of them sounded interesting.
There was one, but I can't remember.
And I think you and I, we both like, oh, this sounds interesting, but it wasn't like interesting enough, I guess, for us to kind of pay extra to attend the workshop. Right. But there was like all sorts of topics.
Yeah. And definitely if you go next year, dedicate a whole day at least. So like I was just fitting it into my schedule before my work conference, like literally like, oh, I'll go for an hour and a half. And like you ideally like to take advantage of it, go with a full wallet because things are pricey. And if you want to spend money to get readings done there or get experiences, or at least like scope out what type of healing modalities might exist. I think that was a great opportunity, and I wish I had more time. But I think I got what you always get what you need out of a situation, regardless of how much time or money you have, or I truly believe that on a spiritual level. But Lili, how is your aura reading? I would love to know, what color aura did you show up as, or did you get any information from that reading? Yeah,
I will post our aura photos on Instagram. So if you're not following us, follow us at Psychic Girls Next Door with underscore in between all the words. But we're also on TikTok too, right?
Yeah, we have a TikTok. Yes. Yeah, and TikTok is just Psychic Girls Next Door. We need to post.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we will be posting.
That's our intention for this year. But so I took my photo, and it was $40 for the aura photo, and my photo was very different from all the past two aura experiences that we've had and we've already talked on the podcast. My photo this time came very magenta with like a dash of blue kind of like towards my chest, and then so you take your photo and then you forward it to a person that will explain or interpret the colors and so on and so forth. I was underwhelmed. I think that's the best word that I can explain. And I, by no means, I am here to bash or, say it's a bad business, but I don't know if it was because of the setting. It's loud and there's a line of people, that they want to, of course, get next to take their photos, and they're having their own interpreted. And so it's kind of like it's not like a private space, right? Where you just kind of like go towards a quiet space and the person is able to like fully explain what do the colors mean and what it could possibly be. How is it kind of showing up in your present life? I don't even remember a word that the person said. She like kind of went on to say some like very, which I don't know, it sounded like pretty scripted to me. I've noticed that everyone else that came after me, kind of, she was saying the same things, but like in a different context, like if it was applied to whatever color they had, in their aura. So honestly, don't remember. I got a piece of paper too that apparently it's supposed to like interpret the colors or like the body, aura, mind, spirit or something like that. Didn't have a chance to actually read it through. I don't know. Like, it's just something that I wasn't like fully drawn into or resonated. I think it was more out of curiosity, to be honest. Like, I just want to see what my aura color looked like.
A snapshot of where you're at.
Like see where it was, so I can just like, oh, cool, okay, it's like it's this color. But I know you had a little bit of a different experience, like, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, spending a little bit more money than you.
It was more than $40.
Yeah, it was. I got 2 readings. They were 40 each, and the lady who read you, I think the main interpreter, she went on her break right before, so I kind of just got this packet of paper which is fine. I like to read, you know. So my aura photo showed up as red, which is a typical aura, color. But this one was interesting. He had a whole PC computer software that would interpret the colors and what they represented. So my right side, which represents, according to the system, expression. So mine was in yellow and green. And then my center, which is my experience, the center of the aura's experience, which was also green and yellow. And then my left side was the future, and that also was white, which I found very interesting. And so, your heart, so it also gave me my heart, which is empathy, green and yellow, my throat, yellow, green. And then it breaks down the body percentages, like 14% was body, 14% was mind, 73% was spirit. So
I find it very interesting how a software can pick up all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because even for me as a psychic, I don't know how deep I can get into that, but a software.
Oh, I know.
All this information, that's
AI.
It's all AI level, but like to the next level, like supernatural level.
Oh, supernatural AI. Like that sounds like sounds like we're in the future. And so, like, if you have your paper, I don't know if you have it on you, but the green yellow represented compassion and idealism mixed with a sense of fun, would best describe your present attitude towards life. You have serious goals and ideals and have natural compassion towards all of humanity, yet you wish to enjoy yourself while you work. Just because you're serious about accomplishing something does not mean you live life totally seriously. You're fun to be around and you inspire others with your happy, optimistic attitude. I mean, I feel like that just kind of describes...
I think that describes you very well.
Very accurately. Mm-hmm. And then, so the white... So the green yellow was my experiences. And then the white... So the left side, which is like the future... supercharged time of miraculous spiritual healing is ahead of you. Oh, I love that. Mm-hmm. You will have a healing effect on all of those around you. White is a mixture of all the colors, therefore it's the most powerful. I'll take that. Although white tends to be unstable, like a supernova, it indicates an intense healing experience. Well, here we go. And then the yellow-green right, which represents the expression on the right side of the aura, the world sees you as confident, hardworking, ambitious, and at the same time, cheerful and optimistic. Yellow is the color of sunshine, warmth, and intellectual capability, while green is the color of healing, self-confidence, and discipline. This blending of yellow and green indicates an optimistic, generous, and thoughtful attitude. You may often find yourself the center of attention or in a leadership role. In any case, you radiate success and command respect. Well, this is the first time reading it. You heard it here first, so I'll take it.
Well, interesting that, I don't know, I think because we had aura readings before, and it was just so
different.
It was very different. It was more like how can I explain it? It was just so individualized, and it was so way more in depth. But it was fine, like I think I also kind of knew it as I went into it. I just like, yeah, I just want to see how this aura is looking today. But I think the experience that we had next, which was with this, so there was another booth actually like pretty almost next door to it, where was this, it was apparently it's a school. And they teach I don't know, like it's religious based. They didn't have their names displayed. It just said like the signs had creative designs.
That's when you know it's legit.
Yeah, and we're like,
they don't want to be known.
No, they don't want to. They just want to like offer you their service, and then just if you're interested, there was no like pamphlets or anything.
No.
And we went in to ask what was it that they were offering, because they had the setting where there were like pairs of two. People like sitting in chairs, and there was like a chair in front of them, so it looked like as almost like in the reading setting, kind of how we used to do it when we're doing a clairvoyant training. So I guess for us it was like, oh, sounds like there's some
they were channeling
energy reading going on. So we went to ask the lady that was at the booth, and she's like, oh well, they channel information. They also channel through artistic paintings too. So there was someone there that was also painting. So we signed up for that because I'm like, yeah, I want to check it out and see what this is about. So it took us a while actually because we had to get into a waiting list. But so what they do, so I had two people, and they do channeling through writing. So they have like a notepad, and as they were channeling, they were just like writing it down. And then afterwards, they explained to me what information they have received. So I think it was like a mixture of mediumship and psychic abilities.
Yeah.
At least with the two people that I've had my reading with,
that I would say that's very, very accurate.
The lady that was, the one that was channeling, I could clearly tell that she was a psychic. And so the information that I didn't bring my paper, I'm just going to try to remember one or two things that kind of probably stood out for me the most. So this lady, the information that she, shared with me was about creativity, that I'm in a very creative space, which is very true because I do a lot of other creative projects on the side. But she mentioned the show, The Greatest Showman, the movie.
Really?
I don't know if I had mentioned this to you.
No, we didn't get a chance to debrief about it.
We didn't actually. We had, and then we already had to leave. But so she was like, yeah, I keep seeing these pictures of The Greatest Showman. And I started laughing because there are a few songs from that movie that I absolutely love. And I play it in my car and I just sing my heart out. So this is a fun fact about me. I will not sing in front of you, but I'm going to sing my heart out in the car. And that's my way how I express myself. And I just like open this throat chakra, which is all about communication. And I just like, I let it out. And there's one of the songs that I love. And I think the lyrics really like resonate with me. And when she said that, I just started giggling. I'm like, oh my God, this is spot on. But she said that really like speaks about my energy where I am today. So this is one of the things that I remember. And then they had a lot more stuff on the paper too. But then the guy, he said something about like me, how my energy, I'm like salt, like the condiment salt.
Yeah.
Because he said that whenever like I'm with people, it's like, when you bring like, you sprinkle some salt and it brings out
a different flavor
or enhances,
something
from someone that people feel like, oh, I never felt this way, or oh, I never thought this way. And I thought it was such a cute way of describing kind of like what I do in a way too. I think I might put that on my website.
I love that.
I'm like salt.
Spiritual salt. I love that.
Sprinkle that everywhere in your life.
Sometimes you need a little bit of salt.
And we all do. Like, otherwise things are too dull. So those are the two things that I remember from my experience. But how was your experience?
Well, I have my papers in front of me. I won't read everything, but I had a guy and a girl, not to be gender specific, but that's how they showed up as me. They did not show up as me, but apparently they were channeling me, and maybe they showed up as me. I don't know. So the things that he wrote down is like, you care, like really care. Your friends feel so much love from you. You see people as their true selves, and you call out the good things you see in them. And then like he wrote happy, happy, happy. And then, like apparently I was feeling happy that day.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then he wrote down deep, and then he's like deep, haha. And then, joyful, you make people feel themselves. You remove the awkwardness out of the room. And then he asked me if I was a teacher, which was weird because I'm like,
and you're like, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'm learning how to do teacher and training.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, at the meditation school. And he also said little kids absolutely adore you, but yet I'm like never really around little kids at all. And I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher.
There you go.
5 years ago, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then I got into tech, and here we are. But the way you live life sets people free. Was really, really nice. And then I have a heart for justice, freedom, and real life. And I feel like that was just like very, very spot on. And his was less religious. It was more about me. I could tell both of them had these abilities to channel. The woman who read me, and I'll read some of the things she said. Maybe I'll read all of them. Why not? We got time. But essentially she heard, "Isn't she lovely?" And she was like, "He is so delighted in you," like the song. So they made it kind of like about Jesus. They get their information from Jesus. And if you believe in Jesus,
Yeah, apparently they channel through the spirit of God. That's kind of how they explain to me. So spirit kind of channels through them, and then they channel through the writing.
Yeah. So when they were talking about Jesus, I personally have had my own experiences with religion where I couldn't help but cringe a little bit internally, and I'm like, oh, if you are cringing, it's a sign of something that you need to heal on. So I'm like, oh, well, thank you for making me cringe. I have to heal on this resistance I have to the concept of religion for other people, because I think it could be a great outlet for others, but it just has not been a great outlet for me. So, but I came in as open-minded as I thought I could be.
Yes, I think we all did. Yeah. We were just very curious.
Oh, yeah.
To find out, because I had no clue what these people did.
Oh, totally.
I just saw people painting on the side.
Yeah.
And there was a big a line, actually, to get the readings with them. And I was like, wow, this must be, when you see a line outside a space, and you're oh, what's going on here?
Oh, yeah.
I want to go into
a hot new brunch spot. Yeah.
It must be popular,
right?
Yeah, that's the first thought. And I was like, let's go check it out. I mean, it was for free.
It was it was donation based.
It was donation based. So I think that's one of the biggest things that drew us into. We're like, oh, we're not paying anyway, so might as well just get the reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They said that I'm like an evergreen. You don't let droughts take you out, which I thought that was really interesting. I attract light. The light loves being around you. He is drawn to you. Something about your childhood and experiences you've had. Maybe you still have questions about that, coincidences or occurrences. And then I was wearing all pink, and apparently pink is my color. You exude love and joy to others and attract it right back. And then the love inside you is evident, and you love others well. So it was all about love and affection, and a lot of pink showed up in my aura photo, actually. And I think I've been channeling pink in general. And I mean, I had pink hair a few weeks ago, and it's interesting. My room that we're in right now is pink.
Oh yeah, if you guys could see it, there's a lot of pink here.
A lot of
pink
on
the walls.
Yeah, a lot of pink,
which I love.
Yeah, so it was very, very cool. Like, I was like, whoa, this is like spot on. But I think it was more of like picking up on the energy and stuff. Now, it was interesting that she brought up something about my childhood, because I've been working on healing my childhood, healing my heart chakra, which, you know, love and affection, wanting to manifest that into my life. And that kind of segues me into like the hypnotherapy session, and the whole reason why I had this past life regression healing session with Laura Donahue. And I just thought that was interesting that they picked up on that, because I literally had the reading a week prior to this fair. And then I also had, I can't remember if I talked about it in the last episode or not, but I had a reading at another psychic school. And that was really, really healing.
And it was also about the heart space.
Yeah,
wasn't
the heart space. And they went through all my chakras, and they looked at my masculine and feminine and pictures. And I don't even think you and I both had readings at the same, you know, type of thing, where they look at both sides of your aura on your masculine and feminine, and they go into all the chakras. And yeah, it was kind of crazy how, when you start kind of focusing on all of these things, they start all kind of coming up from the surface together, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, well, that's where your energy is.
Yeah, exactly. So, where's my attention?
And then, like attracts like, so you just start, you know, almost like it's synchronicities of events and experiences. Yeah, exactly. That help you heal that space.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Yeah, so I just think like there's so much opportunity that you can, if you are looking for a reading or a healing session or wanting to build community in this space, there's so many different outlets out there, and there's so much information that you can receive from the universe. If you believe in God or Jesus or religious groups, from, you know, that outlet as well. If you believe in, you know, hypnotherapy, I feel like this is going to go into a part 2 episode, to be quite honest. So yeah, it just in the next episode, I'll go into what happened in our hypnotherapy session. But Lili, do you have anything else to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I just want to say that even for us as psychics, you know, it's always fascinating just to learn about other modalities, because it's not that thing like, oh, one size fits all. It's about just having all these different options and possibilities where you find your own ways to heal yourself, or places where you connect and resonate with, where you feel a sense of belonging and a sense of where you can explore more of your either intuitive, empathic, or your own abilities in general, you know. So I think it's just to show that there's always more out there.
Yes, there is always more out there, and there's more information. It's just, are you willing to be open? Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Like, where is your attention? And start focusing on, like, what are you paying attention to? Because those are the types of things and types of experiences or information that the universe is going to be like, okay, you're paying attention to this. We're going to match that energy, and we're going to provide you an opportunity to get more of that, whatever it is. So,
yeah. And, we are your guinea pigs when it comes to to going to all these different experiences, and we're like the try girls in a way. We'll just like whatever it is that's going on. Okay, well, we want to go try it out and see for ourselves, because I think it boils down to being curious. Yeah. Just get curious. Just go and just see what it is. Like, oh, what is this about? This sounds fun. Okay, let me go try it out. And you might enjoy it or maybe not. So, but let us know. I mean, have you been to this fair, or have you been to any other spiritual fairs? How was your experience? We would love to know if there's any that you actually recommend, especially if you live here in the San Francisco Bay Area. We would love to go check it out. Again, we are your girls. Oh, yeah. We are the psychic girls that will go to all these events.
And we will review it, and from an authentic place and an open-minded place. And I think that's this whole point of this podcast is to share our experiences and build a sense of community with people who want to be part of our community with us. But we really appreciate you listening to part 1 of this episode. I can't believe this is going into part 2. But
so more to come, everyone.
More to
Stay
come.
tuned.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Psychic Girls Next Door, where we talk about my hypnotherapy session and past life regression. And if Lily, if you want to talk about yours again further, and then as well as our recent masculine and feminine psychic readings.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for listening, and join us on all social medias, and we'll see you in our next episode.
Thank you so much.